So are there, I mean, I agree with you. I forget who created the term religious trauma syndrome.
Yeah, I've recently looked it up and it has since left my mind.
For sure, for sure. And I've done a lot of research. I found a lot of good websites. But
Mhm.
what would you gear someone towards, either that wants to find faith still, or someone that doesn't want faith in their life, right? Like, what are
Mhm.
podcasts or books or movies
Yeah.
that we can think of would be helpful?
Yeah. Someone who always comes up for me in doing the work of like taking away shame and doing a lot of work on, if you are wanting to stay spiritual, even not so, but I think it would be a good jumping off point, like in leaving the church, is Dr. Tina Schermer Sellers. She has an institute, it's Northwest Institute of Intimacy, I think. So they do a lot of
Okay.
courses and trainings, and their work is focused primarily on folks who were hurt by religious trauma and being
Wow.
able to reclaim sexuality, their personhood, their body. And she has this book, Sex, God, and the Conservative Church. And that book is like aptly named, and just really goes through like all the things that the conservative church preached about or told about this God and like how God views sex. And she actually uses the Bible, goes through like all these stories that they didn't miss, or that they miss, or in the context, like the historical context, like, this is why this was really important. This was actually radical and no one's talking about it. So being able to reframe all the stories you heard growing up, I think is really useful.
Mm-hmm.
There's a podcast that I'm gonna name, and I actually haven't listened to, but one of my clients loves it, and it's been really helpful for her. It's called Dirty Rotten Church Kids, and it's a bunch of ex-church kids, right? And they just kind of talking about like what is life post, and it's
Okay.
funny and it's relatable. Um, there is a group on Instagram, and they're starting a bunch of support groups. And I think theirs are more open. I can only work with folks in California,
Got it.
but they're doing some support groups that are going to be more like peer based. And so I believe that they're going to be more able to like have national
Wow.
resonance.
Okay.
And they're called Reclamation Collective. Um, and then, yeah, other Instagram accounts that I love, Deconstructing Purity Culture. They get right at it. Dr. Celeste Holbrook is another great one.
Wow.
And Dr. Quincy is doing religious trauma work. And she has some support groups too.
Okay.
She's based in California.
Got it. Are a lot of these only focused on like Christianity? Just
Yes, yeah, they
okay.
are.
Okay.
And I'm realizing a lot of them are white. So
Yeah.
that is, it's, it really sucks. Like that's my own like blindness. And, and thinking of the people who have been allowed to question
Mm-hmm.
and move forward and gain PhDs, it is a lot of white people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and you can take time to kind of look up other ones maybe that I can kind of post on here for other
Sure.
folks, because it's something that like often runs across like client sessions of some form of trauma that comes from religion.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for a lot of clients that I work with at this point, it's Christianity, but there's trauma from every religion.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why I heard a lot of them. And I was wondering if any of them were like Jewish, Mormon, Scientology, Catholic,
Yeah.
Buddhism, right?
Not,
And
mhm.
yeah,
Not
I
that
get the
I've,
predominating religious culture in America is Christianity,
mhm.
but I know there's trauma in every space.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was just curious. But yeah, if you can come across other ones that maybe have not just kind of like a white person that created them or focused on them,
Mhm.
that'd be awesome, because I would love to share
Yeah.
those too.
Absolutely.
That'd be great. I think, is there anything else that you wanted to share about the group starts the 3rd? Is that right? Am I getting
February
that?
3rd, every Thursday, 7:30 to 9, Pacific Standard Time. We do have, if you are needing reduced fee. We have that option, and that would just be done through an assessment. And yeah, I'm really excited.
Okay. And all it requires at this point is an intake, and then you can kind of start. Okay. And it's not going like on a 10-week cycle or anything. It's ongoing at this point.
Ongoing. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then if you think of any other like churches or other groups, other places, or like resources, you know, I would love to share those for this with people.
Definitely.
I think it's really about like how you said, like people found you from searching religious trauma, even though it wasn't all over. Like I would love to have resources for people that are just on Google one day and need the help and feel less alone in the world. Even if it's not a client that you and I would see, I would just love to have that for them. So awesome.
Yeah, I'll definitely look into that and shoot some your way.
Perfect. That'd be great. Awesome.